Now we going. Oh, we're live! Hey, 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 hey! Welcome.
Oh,
Here
here
comes
comes
trouble.
trouble. Hello.
We're trying to get live on. Are we live
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
coming.
this is gonna be an interesting live.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here.
Well, it says we're live.
We are live. Can you check on your cell phone?
Sure, we're live.
And let's make sure we should be live at Nathalie Nelson Parker Pro page, as well as Nathalie Nelson Parker personal profile. Guys, we're a little late tonight, not because I wanted to be late, but simply because look at this free. Well, it's not free, but look at this fun new resource I found. Shout out to my homegirl, Reverend Latricia Scriven, for telling me about this. This is so cool. It's called Streamyard, and you can even make it funky. Look at all these great things that I could tell you about, like welcome to Candi Cylar, and you can visit her at the second live. And I'm Nathalie Nelson, and you can learn more about me by going to
What's your name?
Nathalie Nelson. Nathalie Nelson Parker.com. Isn't that cool? I love it. This is so dope, guys. And if you want to bless me, you could go cash at me at Nathalie Nelson Parker. I love it.
My name is Nice.
But before we got on, y'all, so we are all HBCU grads. So let's shout out all the HBCUs out there. Leon Parker is representing. What HBCU are you representing
Tennessee
tonight?
State University. Somewhere.
TSU. And I had to show out, just in case you didn't know, I am an HBCU All-Star under the reign of the president that matters, President Barack Obama. So shout out to all my HBCU All-Stars who are in my cohort. And Candy's representing, what HBCU are you representing tonight?
Excuse me.
Tuskegee University.
The illustrious.
Founded in 1881.
Okay, spit your information, Candy. Go ahead, spit your.
God
I'm
bless
too
you.
old for that, girl.
Leon Parker also represents an HBCU in Alabama.
Miles College.
Miles College. Shout out to Miles. We're going to be speaking at Miles College Virtual Religious Emphasis Week.
That's dope.
Good Friday. So it's really, really dope. What's going on with your computer, sir? So I am coming on from Leon's computer because our technology wouldn't let us be great today. But look at this resource. Isn't this a cool live stream? This is really dope. All right, so let's get started. Today, welcome to Nuggets with Nathalie. This is Nathalie Nelson Parker here, even though it says Leon F. Parker the fourth. That's my son. This is my husband, Leon F. Parker the third. Hi. And this is Miss Candi Cylar, events expert, the wind beneath my wings, the one who has helped us take our regular church experience to a virtual experience. And we're coming on the line today to share with you the secrets to making memorable online experiences. We're revealing all the secrets that we know. And Candi is just a wealth of knowledge. So for the people who weren't on our group coaching call this week, Candi, go ahead and tell the people about yourself.
Oh, gosh, what do I say? So my name is Candi Cylar. I've been doing events probably all of my life, for real. I came out the womb telling people what to do and putting stuff together. But literally in the ministry setting, I have worked in leadership, in ministry for over the last 10 years. The last 4 years, I had the opportunity to work for a church that literally coined doing church differently. So all of these skills have been put together, and God has allowed me to work with other ministries and nonprofits to share what it means to create an experience.
So tell us, so why experiences? How did you get to the place that you knew that that was a calling, that was a gift, and that you wanted to help, particularly churches and nonprofit organizations with that lane?
So actually getting to the point where I've been living on purpose for many years. If I tell you how many, then somebody might guess my age. But literally living on purpose, and everything that I do, I want it to be purposeful. And so having this gift and then having the passion and the calling for ministry, this kind of came together in an explosion that I can't even describe. There's no name for it, but it just happened. And now that we're actually putting forth effort to make worship creative, to make learning opportunities creative, because that makes it an experience. When you intentionally create something that will be memorable, that you actually have an encounter of some sort, that makes it an experience. So it's not about how many colors you have on the wall or how many giveaways you have. It's not about any of that. It's about just being, bring it all together.
Right.
Being intentional with that.
Awesome. Now, and I want to ask this for Leon too, because we are kind of straddling between ready for live stream and just doing it. In your observation as an experienced expert, what are you noticing with churches who are going live? What are some of the growing edges that you notice? And Leon, you can talk about it as a pastor who's kind of leading a congregation into the virtual world.
So first, I want to commend you guys for the work that you're doing to create a different feel for online versus in worship. So I've noticed how you've transformed your sanctuary, your pulpit area, to make it more inviting and appealing to those that watch online. So that is awesome, because everyone can't do that. Everyone can't vision for that. Everyone can't afford it. Everyone doesn't want to, you know. And I totally believe that people should worship how they want to worship. But what you guys have done at your church is bring that kind of new age with a more traditional church and combine it together, which is great, because you still get your solid word, but you have your backdrop. You know, you have your pipe and drape with your uplight, which just gives a additional feel while you're watching online. And that's one of the things that we have to remember when we're doing church online, is that people are watching just like they watch television. And nothing in the brain changes to say, I'm watching church and not watching TV, because it all looks the same. So we have to be intentional about the way that we do it and for how long we do it. You know, so I've noticed that churches are making adjustments in their worship flow to make it attractive and appealing to learning style, to attention span, more so than anything. So very intentional about that. Less than an hour is great. And then the look and the feel of everything, the choice of music online without an audience. So one of the things that I look at, and I tell people to look at on church online today, April 2020, March 2020, you have to look at it in the sense of when people are watching while church is being broadcasted, is different than we're having church only online.
Right.
And so being intentional about that. And some churches aren't, some churches are. But I think you'll see the connection differently when you are being intentional about that. And you guys have done a great job at that.
Thank you. We're definitely trying. What would you say as a pastor who's leading a congregation that's going towards virtual experience and as a pastor watching? What are some of the things that you notice?
One of the first things that I'm noticing is in my context, churches who are doing this for the first time, you see the streams evolving every week. For those who are serious about it, which is amazing for me to watch. And then also just dealing with the resistance because of a lack of knowledge. It's a learning process. So, someone like Nathalie, myself, and Candi, who's experienced this more than once, we understand the process. But for those who are experiencing this process and it's foreign to them, they think that, what you're doing is not of God. Or it's what did my friend say the other day? This is
not church.
It's not
church.
It's
a production.
Yeah, it's a production, but one of the pastors the other day, he texted me and said, what did he say? Pastor Barton. But anyways, the point he was trying to make is that we get so caught into the actual things of the church that, or the actual space of the building that we forget that the church is actually the person, right?
The people.
The people of God, that's the church. So for me, I'm excited. I've been moving pulpits and helping with pipe and drape just to reach more people. If we didn't go live stream and if this virus didn't come at the time that it did, most churches would still be 5 years behind on the technology piece.
But you said something, Pastor Parker. It's a sad time, but yet it's an exciting time because I see church expanding. When I've talked to a number of different pastors lately, and I said, I want you to think beyond your four walls. Because that's what's happening. Even though we're moving to online, they're still thinking about my congregation, my people, every Sunday, what they do. But this is a blank canvas now.
Come on now.
To the world. You don't know who is going to log in and hear your word and their life is going to change. You don't know how many people, when we do get back to going inside the four walls, that are going to come with you because they saw you online. So this is an opportunity to share your ministry. Now, it's many ministries, but there are many people, and we all eat differently. Understand? So find a place where you want to get fed, but then that's where you need to be. And so one of the things I keep catching myself that I have been really into pastors. When you're talking and ministering to people online, you should look directly into their camera because that is how your audience. Well, I'm on this.
Looking at yourself.
I'm looking at y'all. I'm looking at y'all. And so I'm curious to see afterwards how it's going to look. I'm probably looking down and not looking at my audience. There's nobody else in the room. You are my audience out there. So I have to stare directly into this camera. So I'm encouraging everyone to just remember, this is how big you are. You know what I mean? The sky is the limit.
That's right.
And I don't care if you're doing it on your cell phone, you doing it on Streamyard, or you doing it on Church Online, streaming on live stream, whatever it is.
Right.
Big canvas.
Yes, definitely. What you gonna say, babe?
Archaic imagery. That's what he said.
That was good.
If you're just tuning in, it's Nathalie Nelson Parker,
Leon Parker,
and events and experience expert Candi Cylar. Go ahead, give us some love, tag your friends. We want to hear from you. If you have any questions about what does it take to create memorable online experiences, we have the expert, Candi Cylar. You can find her at thecircuitlive.com. You can also follow her at The Circuit Live on Facebook. Mom, and we are streaming today. Mommy can't play with you right now.
Come here, buddy.
Okay, I'm coming.
He has a word for the people.
He has a word.
Come on, Papa.
Mommy, come play with me. So go ahead. We want to see your comments, and we can actually bring your comments up. So
Hey, buddy.
go ahead, like, share, tag. Let us know. All right, so we talked about how it needs to look, right? Your online worship experience or your virtual experience should not just cater to what your in-church, in-person experience looks like.
Right.
We also talked about being bold enough to create an experience that is different, that is shortened, and that is almost like a TV version, right? Because we want people to not scroll away because it's so easy to scroll away, but to get locked in. What are some other tips, tricks, and possible resources that you can share for nonprofits as well as churches as they kind of go to the virtual world?
I would say one, really scope out what platform works best for you. So whether it's good evening, camera. So whether it's Facebook Live, it's Zoom, it's Streamyard, it's GoToMeet, whatever that platform is, depending on the type of experience that you're creating, whether it's a nonprofit meeting, social gathering, it's worship, whatever it is, you want to make sure that you have researched that platform and then you practice it. You have to do dry runs to make sure that your bugs are, you got all the kinks out. And believe me, there still could be issues, but you have to put forth the effort to try. Plan ahead. We talked about simplifying worship. Even if with everything that's going on in the shutdown that Atlanta may be experiencing, or Georgia, not sure in other areas, pastors and leaders need to be prepared to be able to keep moving even if they're in the house, even if they're at home. So how do you plan for that? Leaders, do you have access to the Facebook account? Do you have all the information? Because typically you have an assistant or you have other leaders that handle all of that. Be prepared that you may have to go online by yourself in the house, but it doesn't matter because what you're doing is delivering the word to the people. And so you may not have all of your mics and all the praise team and the band and all the slides. It's okay. We're here to stay connected to the people. I literally was on on with some mentors that I work with right before this, and one of the ladies was like, I'm on the track, I'm walking because I'm literally having a breakdown. He said, it just kind of clicked in my mind about what's going on. And so I don't know what part of what's going on clicked in her mind because it's different parts. Every day I have another feeling, about it. But people need to know that they can feel connected to the church.
Yeah.
And so how we do it, we have too many leaders that socialize on social media, but how do we connect the word? And so I commend those that are doing it. Like we said earlier, make sure that you're talking to the people in the camera. Make sure that you're not going over it. Right now it's not about all the show, the hooping and everything. Talk to the people. That creates an experience because I want something memorable. I want to leave with something that will touch me, that causes me to change or to help me along the way. So those are the type of things that you need to stay connected with.
Okay, go play with your Play-Doh. Go make mommy a picture. Thank you. You know what? And I think that's so important because you want people to be authentic, but you also want to be adaptable to the time because when this is unprecedented, this is like a crazy experience. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, is this real life? And so you also want and I feel what we see in a lot of our live streams are pastors not only trying to figure it out, but also trying to figure out who am I really without the pulpit and without the archaic imagery and without the, quote unquote, how we know church to be. So I think that's a scary time as well as an exciting time. So what would you say to pastors or nonprofit leaders who are feeling that, like, all I know is what I always done? What am I supposed to do now?
Do what you do. To my leaders, do what you do and do it unapologetically. You're human. We're all going through this together. And I think the transparency of that, the truth is going to set somebody else free. So whatever you're going through is going to help someone else.
Oh, thank you.
That's right, Pastor Leon.
This is I told him to make me something on Play-Doh. Yeah, can you make some more?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, very good. But I think it's just being authentic and saying to the people, this is really new for me. And I don't know how this is going to go, and it may not be perfect, but let's get started with it. Even in the world of events, I helped with a virtual event yesterday, and it just wasn't the greatest because it was downtime. And that's another thing, when you're planning your worship, make sure that it's moving, because again, remember, this is like watching television. And so when is the last time that you watched a television show and there was a pause, like the commercial didn't play?
Right.
You can't really, every seldom that happens, but when it does, you're like, what happened?
Right. And then the inclination is like, swipe to the next 10,000 worship experience.
So everything drops and you lose it. So you want to make sure, even if it's, another person coming on the mic or switching over from music to the speaker, you want to just make things flow.
Can you share with us, because you helped us with our flow, as well as like having videos and stuff, can you share with people what are ways to avoid that down low times?
So if you're in a building with 10 or less people having worship, and I know that ordinances are really coming down right now, so be careful that you are following instruction. God wants us to be obedient. Remember, God is a God of order. But when you're doing that, and if you're transitioning, someone, say the praise team is walking off and the pastor is coming up. If you have a switcher, you have the ability to put a slide up, to put a graphic up with information, whether it's what's next or an announcement, or, it's time for the sermon, to put the sermon title up. That keeps people connected because they're not lost in footsteps or mic cord swinging. They're literally looking at some information that they need. But I know that there are ministries that are not there yet, and I encourage them to just focus on what you have. If it's the word that you bring, just bring the word and don't worry about everything else, because everyone doesn't have the equipment for all of those things.
Right.
But if you do, utilize it to the best of your ability.
So what about the people who aren't at churches? I'm a small business owner. I am entrepreneur. I am, just getting started with an event that I had, and now I can't even have it in person. What are some ways that they can translate those experiences into virtual experiences?
Again, it's using those same platforms to create what it is that you need, but of course thinking that it's different. It's not going to be the same, so don't have a meltdown, because it will not flow the same way. But it's the opportunity to just be connected in a time that we're not able to see each other.
Right.
So making sure you come up with little things that have some type of mix that will attract them. So you can still have fun. For business owners, small business owners, and even nonprofits, go live sometime and just talk to people and let them know that you're still there. You're thinking about them. Your store may be closed right now, or your store may be open. Your restaurant may be still booming. Just go live and talk to them sometime. Just let them know that you're okay and that you're thinking about them. Those are experiences that help people along the way. That helps you connect with the people. That's real. I mean, that's just simply, we have examples with DJs that are doing. I can't just say be nice because there's so many DJs, but they're literally taking their talent to the airways, and people are enjoying it. It is literally causing us to get up and dance, or to reach out and call someone to tell them, "Hey, Be Nice is on the mic," or the DJ out of Atlanta that I really like, that plays the oldies. The 90s music. I'm a 90s girl.
Shout out to all the 90s babies.
Yes. So, taking that time to create something exciting. So I heard about one particular church that had a cook-in instead of a cook-out. And so they sent it out to their leaders, their members, asked them to sign up. And the goal was to either be cooking out your food, cooking in the house, or eating, but join a Zoom event or some type of online platform where they could see each other. And they had music playing. They were cooking out. The host was cooking out. Other people were cooking out. And they were just sharing. They literally had dance contests, opportunities for giveaways. Those are just really creative ways that you can connect with your audience.
Right.
And it makes a world of difference. That lifted folks' spirit.
Can you share? Let's talk about Holy Week and Resurrection Sunday. So, who should go first? Lee, are you going to talk about what our plan is, our tentative plan?
Well, we're going to have virtual communion. And so this week, those who are able to get out the house, they had the opportunities to stop by the church to pick up elements. And those who did not, whatever you have in your house, saltine, crackers, grape juice, wine,
Hawaiian bread,
your choice. Because the reality is, the blood and the bread, or the wine and the bread and the body, however you look at it, is representation of what's true. And that's really, at the end of the day, God's love, but more importantly, God's grace. And so just to create solidarity and to be intentional in engaging everyone, we as pastors must understand that we can't get caught in the archaic imagery of literally having bread and wine, but to really understand the meaning in remembrance. Mm-hmm. Do this in remembrance. So, we're inviting everyone to come to the table this Sunday with whatever you have. And we share together in solidarity. So we're excited. And I know you and Nathalie have been working as far as making what that would look like on camera. And so that's where I lean to you all. And so that's the importance about having a team, because where I'm weak, there's others who are strong, and vice versa. So I'm going to leave that to you. I call her the online pastor now.
I'm St. Luke's CME
online pastor.
You've been doing a great job, online pastor.
And thank you.
Isn't she?
Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying my best.
Send some hearts and likes to Pastor Nathalie.
Yeah, y'all go ahead. Tag a friend, share, like. We are on the line with Leon Parker.
And Nathalie Nelson.
Events
Parker,
expert, Candi
Tyler.
And I'm loving this little platform. You all talk to us, because we could actually pop it up on the stream like, hey, Auntie Carmen, how you doing? Look, she said good evening, y'all.
Hello.
Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, I love it. So you guys could go ahead and like, share, comment, whatever questions you have, let us know. We'll be answering it on the line. We're talking about how do you take Resurrection Sunday and make it a memorable online experience.
And so I know that you guys are doing communion this coming Sunday for Palm Sunday, but there may be something that others want to do. I've been thinking about it for Resurrection Sunday. But one of the things, whenever you decide to do it, I think it's awesome that this is a teaching moment, because you said earlier that each of us are the church. We take the church with us. And so understanding that we are the church, we have to understand communion. Now, granted, we consecrated. You just said you consecrate the elements for those that are home, but you can literally have communion in your home with your family or by yourself, you and the Spirit, and that's okay. And so it's just such an opportunity to educate people about worship and what it means. Teaching about togetherness as a family. Your sermon series.
Stay in the house.
Stay in the house. Yeah, and I like every week we get some new word.
Listen, Leon Parker been preaching.
Yes.
I said the Lord is good.
In his Adidas tracksuit.
Listen, it's first Sunday. I have to wear my uniform on Sunday.
So, Candi, we're getting the altar together. We're getting like high church together. And I'm like, babe, what you finna wear?
You can't wear his tracksuit, huh?
High church. Got to wear my uniform.
Hey, Shannon, get it, girl. I'm trying my best. We are here live at Candi Collins, Leon Parker. Love y'all. Keep sending your comments and your questions in. We're talking about Resurrection Sunday today. Candi, what's your if you had to give your top 5 tips for nonprofits, church leaders? These are the 5 must-haves that you need to take into Resurrection Sunday and your Holy Week experiences.
5 must-haves. Be simplistic.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Remember why we're there. Educate. Communion. It's some part of Holy Week, whether Palm Sunday or on Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. And be creative. Be creative.
Oh, I love that. That's good stuff. So tell us about if people want to reach you, and I'm going to put your information up on this is how they could connect with you on Facebook, but how else can they connect with you, and what resources can they
so you can find me on IG at Candi Cylar, CandiCylar. We have a short free webinar on thecircuitlive.com. That's THECIRCUIT live.com. And we also have an upcoming webinar about events. So this is not churches per se, but you may have a personal event. You may be planning a party, a birthday party, a wedding, a family reunion, just whatever type of event it is, nonprofit events, especially myself and another event expert producer, Nina, and I can't say her last name. I'm not going to butcher it. But Nina is a veteran event planner and producer. So we're going to be talking to the people about what to do in this time, because I have clients that have events all the way out to October, and they're nervous. Like, what do we do? Because in this moment, who wants to be asking someone to register for a conference or a retreat? That's
Nobody.
Real. That's real. Yeah. So that's really real. So let's think about that. So what does that look like? Schools, Tuskegee University has Jazz Brunch coming up that we recently had to rethink what that's going to look like. Because who wants to ask someone during this time to pay for $75 ticket? And who knows if we'll be able to get out of the house to do that. So really thinking about those things. So 2 free webinars coming up. One is posted online at thecircuitlive.com. that you can register and get the link at any time to watch. And that's really just encouraging pastors and ministry leaders about best practices around Easter Sunday and not freaking out because it's Easter and it's typically hundreds of people at church because it's the CME. Everybody's decked
and that
out.
doesn't mean Christian Methodist Episcopal.
No, it doesn't. It does not. But it's Easter Sunday, and everybody wants to come to church with their mama and them. You know, it's a family time. And it's real. This is really serious. And I think some emotions are really going to be raised with people around Easter because if you think about it, you're typically with your family. You're out brunching, mama's cooking, somebody's having a, grand dinner at home. And we're not necessarily able to do that this year. Yeah. So what does that look like emotionally? I think I just felt something because I hadn't thought about that part of it till now. I'm a social person. I love being around my family. And
extroverts are struggling right now. Extroverts like me, we are struggling.
I've been so busy right now. You've been keeping me really busy. So I just hadn't had the time to really think about it. But now, the Easter's coming. Easter and Christmas are like my favorite holidays. Well, they're the holidays. I love Easter and everything about it and how it brings
I was baptized on Easter.
Were
so
you?
It's like my Christian birthday. So Easter's always been like really, really, really special to me, but I'm still excited. I feel like, and that's why people are like, you doing another video? Yes, I am going to flood your life and your timeline with as much love, light, and possibility. And I just feel like, as let's be real, people are losing their lives, people are going through, people are depressed, people are anxious, people are all these things, and rightly so. But we have such an opportunity, let me not even say but, and we have such an opportunity to use this technology, to use innovation, and right in the homes of people, touch their lives. Get that for mommy, okay? All right. We love you. We're going to end up. Listen, I want to also share this. There's a lot of people who have had questions about what am I supposed to do now? Because offering's not coming in like it always does. What am I supposed to do? Because the way this economy is looking, we are really struggling to keep our church afloat. We have to make difficult decisions like laying off staff, or closing our doors. I want you guys to tag, whether it's a church leader or nonprofit leader, and let them know that this is not the end. That there are more opportunities and resources out there for you. This is a time to be creative. This is not the time to stop what you're doing. This is not the time to give up. Yesterday we had a live stream and a 19-year-old said these words and it hit my soul. He said, a time of stalling or standing still is preparation for your momentum. This is the time. I love this. Shout out to Daquan. This is the time when you have more time on your hands for you to buckle down, get more discipline, get more structure, and go after the resources that are there for you. That's why people like Candi Cylar are so important. That's why I am giving and giving and giving and giving, because I don't want you to give up. And I want you to make sure that you take care of what it is God has entrusted in your life. And so one of those things I want you to also look at, how can we diversify our income? So you can go to NathalieNelsonParker.com, enroll in my free master class, because grant money is still there. They already made provisions for that grant money for 2020. So you have from now until December to apply for grant opportunities that are available to you. So go ahead to NathalieNelsonParker.com masterclass and make sure you do that. And you can see NathalieNelsonParker.com, tons of resources there for you to take advantage of. Go ahead, Candi.
Just one thing I thought about with my 5 tips that I left off, and that is make sure that you are leading up and following up with people. So create a buzz around Easter so that you get the people there and educate people on, remind them of how their tithes and offerings help run the church. I know people are stressing. People stressing at home. Pastors are stressing about the church, but the church bills have to be paid as well. So create a buzz around it, but still make sure that you're not stressing so about the business of the church that you're not doing the business of the Lord. And that is reaching out, developing teams that can connect with people, call them to check on them. Make sure they're not people in your congregation that are sick that haven't reached out for whatever reason. And then follow up with some things for after Easter. That's where your creativity is going to come in. What are some to-dos that you could give them to help them be better Christians even after Easter? I think sometimes Easter is like the climax of the year, and then we just drop off. So literally, what's going to come after that? What's going to happen after Easter Sunday? So think beyond Palm Sunday, Easter Sunday, and then what happens next.
So what do you say to those people who are like, I don't know how to follow up. It's me and my secretary, and she's 65. What are the practical ways that they could do that?
And I guarantee you that your assistant has some friends in the church that will help. 2 sisters and a deacon. Make some phone calls. Send some note cards. The post people are still running. Send a card, make a phone call. Just call to say hi, to see how you're doing. Are you able to connect how we're worshiping online? Or do you have the conference call number? Let's be real. Everyone is not able to get online. Able meaning they don't want to, or they don't have the resources to. So
you out there making excuses. Stop what you're doing. We're giving you the nuggets to succeed, okay? Not moving and not doing is not an option.
Not at all.
I love that. Mm-hmm. And if you're still confused, we gave you 5 free resources last week on Nuggets with Nathalie, and we got a lot of calls about how helpful that was. We talked about text message and voicemail automation. We talked about email. We talked about TechSoup, which is a company that gives free as well as discounted software and programs to churches. We talked about free online training, and we're doing that for our steward board because they can't even think about, like, how are we going to raise money differently? And so we here's an online course. Here's links to free online courses. So those 5 virtual resources are available at NathalieNelsonParker.com, and I'm going to put the link back up here. Shout out to Latricia. I love this. Do you love this? This new technology I found. This is so cool. I love that.
And so I'm literally having a watch party download. So I want to encourage the people on the watch party to ask questions if they can't get to your page to actually see live. And they can go to Nathalie Parker Nelson. Nathalie Parker.
Nelson Parker.
Your husband will shoot me.
He got an attitude because I didn't legally change my name yet.
Y'all been married 20 years.
We've been married forever and a day. I just thought, my passport didn't expire yet, so. We have tons of resources for you. NathalieNelsonParker.com, 5 virtual resources. Go ahead and go there. Also, you want to make sure that you are fundraising ready. Go to NathalieNelsonParker.com masterclass. And of course, you want to make sure that you are Easter and Resurrection Sunday ready. So go to the CircuitLive.com as Candi is sharing some amazing stuff. This is how much we love you guys. We want to see your organization, your nonprofit thrive in your events, in your experiences, and in your revenue. So those are all of the resources that we're giving you tonight. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit us up in the comments. We want to answer whatever questions you have now. Shout out to Allison. Look at all of this love she gave us. Hey guys. Aww. Good seeing the Parkers. Love you guys. Blessings. We love you, Allison. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Shout out to Shannon. Shannon, I love you. I'm working on a video especially for you, Shannon, and it's going to be ready on Tuesday. So shout out to you. Anybody else on the line? Do you have any questions on your end from your wonderful followers, all of our world changers and family out there? Talk to us. We want to hear from you. What are your questions, your comments? What are you working on? How can we assist you?
Yes. There's a resource that I ran across today that I want to share if I can actually get to it. And I have not had the opportunity to research it, but it's a reliable company. And they actually released. You remember how your internet was acting earlier? It's happening.
My internet would not let me be great. Can we talk about the amount of traffic? It's kind of weird that we are like in this virtual world all the time. I'm talking about I'm all zoomed out. My calendar is like just chunks of Zoom link. My internet today said, "Oh no, we full. No more."
Yeah, I think now it's not. So I'll drop a link in the comments for people. That may be a great resource.
Awesome. Well, World Changers family, we love you. We thank you for joining Nuggets with Nathalie. Let me know if you like this new format. We'll keep it. I've been playing with all of these new technologies. I'm feeling like I'm turning into a professional over here with the whole studio. This is Streamyard.com. Shout out to Latricia, my girl who hooked me up with this little resource. I love it. It's really cool. You guys can send in your questions. If you don't want them to be, you can private chat us. You can DM and I can see it too.
Yep.
So again, these are the last words. Go ahead to NathalieNelsonParker.com masterclass, free masterclass. For those of you who are, even if you have questions about like the new business loans or the nonprofit loans that the government is giving out, this masterclass is going to give you the skills to fill that out. Go visit Candi at www.thecircuitlive.com. She's giving you all the tips, tricks, templates to get your online experience busting, popping for Resurrection Sunday. Listen, we don't want you out there looking confused. We want you to put your best foot forward. So we're blessing you today and every day. And shout out to my husband. He had to go step in. But last week he gave us some phenomenal resources. Like I'm talking about, he took it to a whole nother level. Did you watch last week, Candi?
I didn't.
Leon was showing out. He was just giving all the people the good stuff. It was really good. A couple of people were like, man, thank you for those resources. I'm getting my text message together. I'm getting my one pastor was like, I didn't even know Google gave $10,000 in grants for your search engine optimization. So go ahead to NathalieNelsonParker.com. 5 virtual resources. We put that together based on last week. Well, that's it. That's all. I'm glad you joined us for Nuggets with Nathalie. We'll be back next week. And next week will be Good Friday.
Yes, for the Good Friday. I'm looking forward to these.
I don't know. Maybe I won't be back next week. I know. I might not come next week. I don't know. Or should we put a 7 last sayings together? I don't know. I might take Friday off because I have something amazing. Ooh, Candi, I didn't even tell you. Ooh, we have something so big happening in the network. On Friday. I can't tell you
And
now.
you didn't tell me?
It's huge. It's like, it's so big. I can't say it, but it's huge.
Okay,
It's
you
like
gonna tell me
amazing.
later?
Like, I'm gonna tell you as soon as we get off, but like, think of like the best speaker that you can ever think about in the world. Like top speakers. I'll let you know. But to all of the people that are part of the National Network of Young Adults, Good Friday. We heard you. You want some inspiration and motivation. We got some inspiration and motivation coming your way.
You ready?
But you got to be in the network. Well, we love y'all. Have a great day. Remember, joy is also contagious.
Yes.
Check you later.
Yes.
Mwah.